Welcome back to the Schlocky Horror Picture Show and the Monster of Phantom Lake, which follows the noble Professor Jackson, a modern thinking scientist who is rather fond of both the rock and the roll, and his sexy student Stephanie as they spend a weekend camping around Phantom Lake. Unfortunately, some careless gentlemen have been dumping toxic waste into the lake, which turns a homeless war veteran into a horrifying swamp monster. Christopher Meme makes nostalgic movies with friends and films them locally, harking back to the cinema of yesteryear, at the same time taking shots of the rubbish forced upon us by Hollywood today. The Monster of Phantom Lake is the first in a series of feature-length tributes, including It Came From Another World, Cave Women on Mars, Terror from Beneath the Earth, Destination Outer Space, and Attack of the Moon Zombies, all of which I'll screen for you very soon. Mr. Meme tells me that he's departing briefly from his 50s monster movies this year to make the 60s style schlocker House of Ghosts, a tribute to the work of my old friend William Castle, which I also intend to screen for you soon. With a budget of only 10,000 measly American dollars, you'd expect the acting talent in The Monster of Phantom Lake to be straight out of high school. But no! Mr. Meme has managed to wrangle an experienced cast to support lead actor Josh Craig as Rockin' Professor Jackson. Scott Tallman, who plays Ven, starred in a few shorts and at least 11 feature films, including Out Go the Lights, Further North, Two Harbours and Stimulus, in which he plays the celebrated truck driver number 1. Deanne MacDonald, who plays Elizabeth, was also in Stimulus, as well as Memorising Dates and the romantic comedy Icebreaker, in which she plays cute bar chick number 1. Justin Overlander, who plays Jonathan, was also in Icebreaker, as well as Gehenna, Doomed to Consume, Horror House and Burial Ground, in which he plays the less than pivotal role of Keith number 1. Michael Cook, who plays Gustav, was also in Burial Ground, as well as real television shows like The District and Prison Break, and in real films like Fred Claus, Health Freaks, The Telephone Game, and Robert Altman's Prairie Home Companion as audience member number 1. But the winner and overall champion tonight, with a total of 53 separate film and television roles, is my old sweetheart and future Scream Queen Rachel Grubb, who started her extensive film career not as an aspiring actress, but as a writer. I met Rachel at the turn of the century when her first ever script won Best Breakthrough Screenplay at the New York Independent Film Festival. She wanted to star in the film version and, not wanting to make a fool of herself, asked me for acting lessons. Under my unsettlingly intimate mentorship, she soon became heavily involved in the horror film community, but as an actress, not as a writer. Like the plot of The Artist and A Star is Born, Rachel found fame and left me behind in a backwash of B-grade films. C'est la vie. Since then, she's appeared in many feature films, including Doomed to Consume, Harrowville, Group Home, The Romantics, Tale of the Dead, Horror House, Health Freaks, and Unholy Reunion. She played a ghost in 13 Hours in a Warehouse, Huntress Hagra in Cave Women on Mars, and Angeline in One Way Ticket. Rachel recently established Silent But Deadly Productions and has just completed Why Am I in a Box, which she wrote, directed and starred in. Either I'm getting all choked up with pride, or I ate one too many chest bursters for dinner. The stagehand is going deaf. I asked for cheeseburgers. Each actor is given specific character traits to convey, and there's obvious chemistry amongst them as they do so. I know that's not a 50s film, but, like Friday the 13th, The Monster of Phantom Lake is set in the woods. The trees and underbrush are vital to the story, and there's an ominous feel to the urban legend approach to the plot. It really does feel like a campfire tale come to life. And it's with that enlightening thought in mind, I'll swiftly return you to the adventures of Rockin' Professor Jackson and the post-pubescent teenagers camping it up on the shores of Phantom Lake.
What have we here? It seems you've led us to the wrong campsite, my young friend.
I don't know why we keep letting you lead. All you do is take us in the wrong direction.
Wait a minute. Something's not right here.
We should go. It's not polite to pillage around other people's campsites.
Wait. Look around. Looks like whoever camped here left in a big hurry.
How can you tell that, Nancy Drew?
Very funny. Look for yourself. There's stuff laying everywhere. Cans of open, uneaten food just crawling with ants.
He's right. Look here. An open package of hot dogs with only one removed.
Why would anybody waste perfectly good hot dogs like that?
I don't know, but I think we may have stumbled onto something far more important than we first thought.
Like what, Professor? Do you think something happened to whoever was camping here?
I'm not quite sure what I'm thinking, but there's definitely something going on. First the canoe policeman, and now whoever was camping here.
Professor, look at this.
What is it, George? My God.
What is it, Professor?
These tags belong to Michael Kaiser.
Michael Kaiser? Like Lobo Michael Kaiser? Like Michael Kaiser who killed his wife, Michael Kaiser?
The very one.
So the story of Lobo is true?
Yes, son. Completely true.
Where could he be?
I don't know. I don't know.
So, Stephanie, are you married?
No, I'm afraid.
No. Aren't you and the professor an item?
I'm afraid not.
But would you like to be? I'd say the silence speaks for itself.
Isn't that obvious?
If I didn't know better, I'd say you two are already married.
Am I that bad?
You're not the only one. I think Professor Jackson has a thing for you as well.
Oh, if only. It's just so complicated.
Why?
Well, I'm a student, and we work together. Puts us in a rather awkward position.
Why are you going to university anyway? You don't need it. Don't you want a family someday?
I do, but I'm already 24 years old. I didn't know what else to do. I have 5 sisters and 2 brothers. 3 of my sisters are already married with children, and one of them is younger than I am. My oldest brother was killed in the war, and my other brother moved off to California to find his fortune. My other 2 sisters are still in high school. I'm starting to worry that I'm running out of time for a family. I'll just end up being one of those old maids who has nothing better to do than stick her nose in everyone else's business.
Not me. Jonathan and I are already talking about getting married.
Really? You didn't tell me that.
It was a secret, but I've been dying to tell you.
That's really great, Amy. I'm happy for you, too. You know, I've been thinking of moving down to Texas with George.
I thought he was going alone.
He was trying to convince me to come with him last night. Are you really going to go? I haven't made up my mind yet, but after last night, I'm leaning that way. I'd hate it if you left. What about you, Elizabeth? Do you have a fella?
No. Boys don't seem to be interested in girls like me.
What do you mean, girls like you?
You know,
Nerdy girls.
smart girls.
Nonsense. I've met plenty of men who love intelligent women.
Well, I haven't met any.
You should go to university. That's the place to find the kind of men that like women like you.
Really?
Absolutely. What about the professor?
I don't really know the professor. He seems nice. Aren't I a little young for him?
No, I wasn't talking about you dating the professor. Besides, he's mine.
Who is?
Oh, Professor, I didn't hear you there.
Don't worry, I didn't hear anything. Besides, I don't have much interest in what women talk about.
You might if you knew what we were talking about.
Have you finished your analysis of the substance?
I
I have, Professor.
And what did you find?
As far as I can tell, our initial estimations seem to be correct. It is some kind of algae, but unlike any I've ever encountered. It seems to be mutated.
Mutated? How?
I couldn't say. I honestly don't know, but that's not all. There seem to be traces of something else.
Something else?
Something almost human.
Human? I don't understand. This makes no sense.
I don't understand it either, but it appears to be some kind of algae-human hybrid.
That's impossible. Are you sure? Did you double-check your results?
I triple-checked.
This can't be. I'd like to see your analysis. Examine your methods. You must have made a mistake.
She is only a woman after all. Hey, that hurt.
How can it? I am only a woman after all.
Perhaps you kids should return to your campsite. We have much work to do, and your presence is unnecessary. Go, have fun, enjoy your weekend.
What about these, Professor?
What is that?
Lobo's dog tags.
Lobo? The forest-dwelling murderer?
He's gone, Elizabeth. We found his campsite, and he's gone.
Gone? Where'd he go?
What are you so scared of? It's not like he's gonna come after you. It's not like you aren't the spitting image of his dead wife.
I am?
You sure are.
Stop it, you two.
Yeah, leave her alone, would you?
Excuse me, but we really do have work to do.
He's right. We should head back. Jonathan's not leading us.
Hey.
One thing.
Yes, Miss Yates?
How much did you hear, exactly?
Not that much. But enough.
Enough?
Don't worry about it, Stephanie. Let's get to work.
Now that was a hike. How is it we were so far off course, eh, Jonathan?
Can it, George?
Boy, am I hungry. I haven't eaten anything all day.
Hey, how about a knuckle sandwich?
Very funny.
I brought some beef. What does everyone say to some hamburgers?
Sounds delicious.
Great, start the fire. I'll get them ready.
Good deal.
See? I told you nothing was gonna happen. The lake looks fine.
I guess you're right. You're always right.
That's right. And don't you forget it. Now all we gotta do is finish dumping this shipment and we're all done. You can go home to your wife and kids and pretend none of this ever happened.
And from now on, maybe the boss will stay off our backs.
Exactly.
Would you look at that?
What? You are one lucky stiff, you know that?
I hope my luck holds out until the next poker game. I'm gonna take all your money.
Fat chance of that. Hey, what's going on here? This ain't no time for swimming. even take your hat. Cut it out and get back to work. Hey, this ain't funny. What do you think you're doing? What happened to your arm? You're not...
Hey, Johnny, I have something I want to show you.
What is it?
It's something I want to show you in private.
Really?
Wait. You are going to marry me, right?
What?
Promise me we're going to be married someday before I show you what I want to show you. Because if we're not, then I don't want to ruin my reputation here.
Oh, Amy, you know I love you. Of course we're gonna get married. In fact, if you show me what you want to show me, your chances of becoming a married woman sooner rather than later greatly increase.
Really? Oh, you're so sweet. Let's go.
Wait.
Guys,
What is it, Elizabeth?
what happened to Amy and Jonathan?
I think I know. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
But what about that man? He might still be out there.
Come on, Elizabeth, would you just let it go?
But what about that thing that left that handprint on that tree? What about that?
Can I smack some sense into her?
Be nice, George. She's just scared. Don't worry about it, Elizabeth. They'll be fine. Besides, I'm sure it's just a bear print.
What about what the professor said? He said it was some sort of algae-human hybrid. I don't feel safe here any longer. I really want to go home.
It's too late to pack up camp now. You'll just have to wait until morning.
I don't like this. Not one bit.
Did you hear that?
What?
That noise?
I didn't hear anything.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I heard that. George!
Oh my god! Did you hear that?
Hear what?
A scream! I heard a scream!
I'm sure it was nothing.
How on earth can you say that?
Do you have any idea what they're doing out there?
For all we know, they could be in trouble.
Not yet. Not until their father finds out.
This isn't funny. Something's wrong.
How do you know?
I just feel it. Something's wrong.
Maybe you should go check it out.
Oh man, do you have any idea what Jonathan's gonna do if I interrupt?
Well, what if Elizabeth's right?
She has yet to be. All right.
No frogs. What happened to the frogs?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Relax, you two. Just relax.
George.
I'm going. I'm going. Jonathan! Amy! Where are you? This isn't funny, guys. The girls are really scared. Seriously. Come on out. Oh my God. Okay, this isn't funny. That's you, isn't it, Jonathan? Right? Jonathan? Stop it! Hey! Ouch! What happened to your arm? You're not Jonathan!
You heard that, right?
I sure did. It sounded like George.
Something terrible has happened. I just know it.
Stop it, Elizabeth. They're just playing a prank on us.
I don't think so. That murderer is out there.
Put a sock in it, Elizabeth. This is just another one of Jonathan's stupid jokes, that's all.
How do you know?
They're just trying to scare us.
Well, they're doing a good job. That doesn't sound like a prank to me. Prank or no prank, I'm leaving.
Where are you going?
To find that professor. He'll know what to do.
How are you going to find him in the dark? In the woods?
I don't care. I can't take this.
Elizabeth! Elizabeth, you're going to get yourself lost. Elizabeth!
It just doesn't make any sense. If the substance is part algae and part human, it's just not natural. It can't be true.
The equipment doesn't lie. It can't.
I know. I'm a scientist. I know these things. I've been trained to accept these things, but still, we should check them again.
Again? We've already checked and rechecked them 5 times. I don't think another is going to make any difference.
Damn it all to hell!
Professor?
Please excuse my language. Sorry you had to hear that. I'm a scientist, and I know I should be held to a much higher standard than most. I apologize if I've offended you.
Oh, it's just that I've never heard you so forceful.
Forceful? I don't think I've ever thought of myself as forceful. Miss Weir? What happened?
I don't know. Are you all right? They're gone.
What's gone? Miss Weir, who's gone?
All of them. They're gone.
Your friends? Where did they go?
They all disappeared!
All right, now calm down. What do you mean, disappeared?
Into the woods. They were screaming. Screaming?
Who was screaming? Miss Weir, who was screaming?
Jonathan? Amy? George? They were screaming. In the woods.
This doesn't make any sense. Are you sure they're not just having a little fun at your expense?
No! Why doesn't anyone believe me?
All right, now calm down, Miss Weir. There's no reason to be hysterical.
No! There is every reason to be hysterical. There is a murderer living in these woods and my friends are gone. They were screaming. Screaming! Don't you understand? Something terrible has happened. We need to escape these woods.
Get a hold of yourself. Nothing has happened. They were probably just pulling a prank on you. Teenagers can be cruel sometimes. I understand. I'm not so old. I remember what it was like to be 18 with no responsibilities or cares in the world. Sometimes people do things that may not seem very nice, but I'm sure they didn't mean anything by it. In fact, I bet they're all feeling pretty bad about this right now. Why don't we get you cleaned up and we'll all go back to your campsite? I'll have a little chat with them and everything will be fine, okay?
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Now let's get you cleaned up. Stephanie?
It's all right. I must seem pretty silly, huh? No, not at all. I just get so worked up so easily. My brothers always said I was afraid of everything. I guess they're right.
It's okay. So am I.
You? No. You're so confident and smart.
So are you. You just haven't realized it yet. Someday you will.
Well, I just hope it's sooner rather than later.
In due time. In due time.
Well now, how are you feeling?
Much better, thank you. I'm so sorry to burden you like this. I must look like a fool.
Not at all. Do you think you're ready to go?
I think so. Thank you for calming me down.
No problem.
Here. I'm sorry about this. What? What is it?
Miss Weir, get away from that thing. Miss Weir, are you all right?
Elizabeth. Wake up, Elizabeth. The monster! It was a monster.
Yes, it's gone now.
Gone? Where did it go? It's okay. It left. Into the woods.
Extraordinary.
What is it, Professor?
Did you see that thing? Amazing.
Amazing. Thing was horrible.
No, don't you see? All of our readings, our analyses were of that.
But what was it?
I don't know. Something incredible.
Incredible? Surely you can't be serious.
I'm always serious.
The thing was
what, Miss Yates?
was a monster. He killed George and Amy and Jonathan and Penny. It's going to kill us all.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What? What is it, Professor?
I think you and Miss Weir are correct.
How so? About what?
That thing is a monster, and not only in the physical sense, but I think this may be far worse than we first realized.
What do you mean?
That thing, that monster. It looked like it was composed of the same material we've been analyzing, so we know it isn't completely human, but there's more. It took Lobo's tags, and it didn't hurt Miss Weir.
So?
So that monster, that abomination is or was Michael Kaiser. Lobo.
How can we be so sure?
Elizabeth is the spitting image of Lobo's late wife. He couldn't hurt her, not again. Within that warped mind of his lies the soul of a man, a good soldier.
But if he killed my friends.
We don't know that yet, not for sure.
They were screaming for their very lives. I heard them.
Come, there is much work to be done.
I don't see anything. I'm beginning to wonder if whatever we saw was some sort of shared delusion.
Delusion? But we all saw it.
What about our samples? We both touched them, examined them. Surely those are real.
Perhaps there's something about the substance, something hallucinogenic.
But Elizabeth saw it and she had no contact with the substance.
But she was the one that found that odd handprint on that tree. That was made out of the same substance. Perhaps you don't have to touch it. Perhaps being within close proximity is enough. In fact, that could be the answer to this whole riddle.
How can that be? I know what I saw.
You know what you think you saw. That doesn't make it any more real.
But it took Lobo's dog tags. Can a hallucination do that?
No. No, it can't. But still, even the Luteskatron shows nothing.
Well, are you sure you're using that thing correctly?
Yeah, I mean, it's not... Well, I think so. But I'm sure there are no...
Professor!
George! George, what happened?
That thing... That monster...
You saw it too?
It attacked me. It killed Jonathan. And Amy.
How do you know?
I saw their bodies stripped to the bone. It was horrible.
Calm yourself, George.
I barely escaped. There was nothing left. Nothing but bones. Bones, I tell you, bones!
Get a hold of yourself, man.
It's unbearable. Horrible.
Where did you see them? Where?
In the forest. Near the lake.
Calm down, George. You may not have seen what you think you saw.
What?
This may all be some horrible shared hallucination caused by the substance you're currently covered in. Why are you covered in it? Where did the substance come from?
Substance? Why am I dripping with goo?
Focus, George! Where did this substance come from? Where?
The monster. He's made of this stuff. Oh, God, the monster. He killed Jonathan. Amy.
George, there is no monster. It's not real.
Then how do you explain this?
What is it, Professor?
A bone.
A bone.
A bone. A human distal flange, to be exact. Possibly from the pinky.
What happened?
He's dead.
What? No! What is it, Professor?
This was no hallucination.
Professor?
Stephanie, whatever that thing is, it must be stopped.
What about Lobo?
Whatever that thing is now, there's no trace of Michael Kaiser left.
What are we going to do, Professor?
I have a plan. And call me Daniel. Bring Elizabeth. We'll need her help.
What?
Come. There's much work to be done. We must hurry. The sun is beginning to rise. It all makes sense now.
What does?
All of it. Everything. Look here. This truck is loaded with these barrels, but they're empty. Look there. Right there is the very spot we found that strange substance. The very substance that monster is made from.
What's in the barrels?
It all makes perfect sense. Someone was dumping this atomic waste into the lake in this very spot. Somehow, Lobo must have fallen in. Perhaps he was trying to stop these people. Who knows? The waste must have reacted with algae already present in the water, thus mutating Lobo's very genetic structure, creating a hybrid of sorts. Fascinating.
Fascinating. What are we going to do about it?
That's why we're here at the lake.
I'm not following you.
Lobo is now half human, half algae, correct?
Yes?
Every time he's appeared, he's never been that far from water, correct?
Correct.
What happens to waterborne algae when it's taken from its natural habitat?
It dries out.
Exactly. So Lobo being half algae, what would he need to do every so often as to not dry out? Something that if it were to happen, he would be rendered helpless and possibly dead.
He'd have to return to the water.
But not just any water.
He'd have to return here. Brilliant, Professor Jackson.
What did I tell you? Call me Daniel.
my.
You have no idea how long I've wanted to do that.
You have no idea how long I've wanted you to do that, Daniel. What's the plan?
We have to prevent the monster from returning to the lake.
How?
We use Elizabeth.
What?
We know that deep down inside, that creature is Michael Kaiser. He refused to hurt you because of your resemblance to his late wife. At least, it seems the most logical reason. We're going to use that to our advantage. When he begins to dry out, he will instinctually return here, but we'll be waiting for him. He won't hurt you. In his mind, it would be akin to killing his wife all over again. For all we know, he may even think you're his wife. All you'll have to do is keep him from the lake and let nature do the rest.
But what if I can't? What if I panic?
What is there to fear? He won't hurt you.
How do you know that? How can you know that?
All my scientific instincts are telling me you'll be fine.
But...
Listen to him, Elizabeth. He's a man of science, a good man. He wouldn't willingly put you, or anyone, in danger.
If we don't do this, there's no telling how many people could die. You're our only hope.
Daniel, look!
Elizabeth, you must stop him.
I can't.
Elizabeth!
I can't!
Daniel, no!
It's working!
He doesn't want to die.
It must.
Listen. Do you hear that?
The frogs.
They must sense it. The creature is dead.
The human race is safe.
And Michael Kaiser is finally at peace.
Life is a mystery, that much is plain to see. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've got a tale to tell, I hope I tell it well. Oh yeah, oh yeah. A rockin', a rollin', all the way a ramblin', oh yeah. You see the world like me, so scientifically, oh yeah, oh yeah. A rockin', a rollin', all the way a ramblin', oh yeah. A rockin', a rollin', all the way a ramblin'. A rockin', a rollin', all the way a ramblin', oh yeah.
I've just received a few Facebook messages from viewers complaining that I haven't been critical enough with tonight's presentation. Well, okay then. I always like a challenge. As faithful as the monster of Phantom Lake is, one aspect where it fails, and the movie suffers for it, is the running time. The average 50s B grader usually ran somewhere between 60 and 80 minutes, but the monster of Phantom Lake clocks in at almost 100 minutes and could have used a little tightening up. For example, there's that lengthy scene where all four girls are sitting around chatting about their relationships. That can go. Professor Jackson's song could lose a verse, and the main characters do a lot of walking around, which may be healthy, but makes for poor entertainment. But I don't wish to diminish your enjoyment of an otherwise fantastic film that works both as a loving homage and a funny parody. If you have any affection for B-movies of the atomic age, then you should check out the website below. Better grab a pen, it's not going to be there for long, and track down the DVD, which is chock-a-block full of special features, commentaries, and some of the funniest subtitles I've ever laid my sockets on. Too late, you've missed it, you'll have to watch the repeat tomorrow night. Unless this is tomorrow night, in which case you've missed it twice, haven't you? I'm well pleased to have been able to screen another Australian first for you. I feel it has restored my artistic credibility. Stop that giggling. And I look forward to showcasing more films from the incredibly strange catalogue of Christopher Meme that stopped living and became mixed up movies on the Schlocky Horror Picture Show. Toodles!